Yo. Even kijken. Nou, weet je, iedereen wil met ons praten. Zullen we dat maar eens even doen? Oh, uitgezet. Krijgen we dadelijk echo's. Dat moeten we niet hebben.
Do you remember, Rook, when I mentioned another ceremony I must perform at the Memorial Gardens?
Ja.
The time has come.
Oh.
I was hoping you would accompany me again.
Yeah, sure.
More grave lighting?
No, this would be a more personal visit.
Oh.
Whenever you've time.
Arrangements.
Hey, remember the dragon we were talking about with the lords?
Which one? There were a few in that conversation.
Yeah.
The fire breather that was killing people. Veiljumpers sent word. She's in Arlathan Forest. Destroyed a village and turned it into her new lair. I've got the location from the Veiljumpers. We can go whenever you want.
Oké, we moeten daar toch naar Arlathan Forest, dus dat komt mooi uit. Hoe staan we er hiervoor? 800. Dat ding had niks.
Davrin. Doing some renovations?
Building a trophy cabinet. The figures I'm carving.
Good idea. They deserve showing off.
Always room for improvement. Trying to get the details right on this figure of Tosh. They'll fight the other monsters, and then oops. Guess that Herlock was too much to handle there, Tosh. Time to call a Grey Warden.
Really?
No. There's no wood in the world strong enough to carve their temper.
Maybe you could carve the rest of us.
Maybe. It might be good to carve the people still around, once this is all over.
If you ever need to talk more about Weishaupt,
What we're doing now, going out and helping people, makes it easier to sleep. But I'll remember the offer. Thanks, Rook.
I'll see you around.
Ja, na 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 na.
Well, he did worse than just try to kill me.
Really?
The guy stiffed me on the job. Those were good potions I used. Expensive, too.
Right, that makes sense.
Something I should know about?
Not much. Just sitting, you know.
Why don't you join Balara, Rook? I was just leaving. Belle, swing by when you get a chance. I found another set of papers for you.
Thanks, Nev. That's nice. Sorry, Rook. Not great company right now.
You just want to sit here quietly. That's fine. I can do quiet.
Very good at silence.
I'm great at most silences, just bad at awkward ones.
Fair enough.
So what's bothering you, Balara? You know, if you can narrow it down.
Nothing, Rook. Don't worry about it.
I asked, didn't I?
It's Syrian. You saw who he is. what he's become.
Yeah.
He's a monster, Rook.
But despite that, he's still your brother.
I would have done anything to get him back. Even join someone like that, like Anaris.
But you didn't. You turned them down.
I did, but Rook, it was hard. I wanted my brother back. I mean, before all of this, Syrian and I were the same. Inquisitive, driven, pushing ourselves. The search for the Nadister Thalin, the archive, that was both of us, working together. I want to say I'll keep saying no, keep turning him down, but he's my brother. What keeps me from doing what he did?
You're part of the team. We watch each other's backs. And we have a strict no turning evil policy.
How do you enforce that?
I ask you not to turn evil. In a firm voice. I'll work on it. I'm kind of making this up as I go.
Our team motto, pretty much.
Let's paint that on the side of the lighthouse.
I'm sure Solus would love that.
You good?
I'm good. Thanks, Rook. I'll see you later.
Kijken bij Nav. Gezien we haar draak nou ook gekild hebben.
I've got a meeting with the Threads.
The threads? What for?
I need leads on Aelia. I'm hoping they have something. Dharma's said to invite you. Someone's on his good side.
Waar ze dat? Ja. Ja, laten we die maar als eerste doen. Nou, sowieso hij. Niet heel moeilijk. Pakken halen. Nee. Ik wil ook nog een quest.
New spirits haunt the land.
This haunting, to our chagrin, was once one of our own Fade explorers.
He delved where he should not.
A possessed dragon. We must find why its body was entombed here.
Even kijken. Doen we dadelijk wel. Op vastgrabbelen.
Now, what do you have to say for yourself?
Did I miss something?
Since we're here to gather flowers for the dead, I thought I'd teach Manfred some plant names. But I just caught him attempting to wade into a rose bush.
Emmerich, how could you stay annoyed at that face? Skull.
Oh, Manfred. Whatever will happen to you if I pass on?
If?
Ah, there's something I'd like to talk about. Do you know what a lich is, Rook?
Doesn't ring a bell?
A lich is a mage transformed into one of the undead while retaining their true, original consciousness. The idea fascinated me when I was younger. For years, I researched and experimented, spoke with spirits and mages. Then, eventually, I found them.
Who?
The Lich Lords of the Grand Necropolis. Necromancers before me who'd transformed themselves into true living dead.
Okay.
You're making this up, right?
Rook, please. I've told so few people.
Sorry.
The Liches are the great protectors of the Necropolis, bulwarks against forces that threaten creation. After years of tests and rituals, they granted me my desire, the right to attempt lichdom.
Okay.
That's great for a necromancer, right?
It is a singular opportunity.
Ja, dat is een way terug.
Good?
Lichdom is an incredible honor. Immortality, prestige, the most hallowed ranks of the Watchers, as well as a chance to be of service past my allotted years. But there are considerations. Come, we have flowers to gather for the dead.
Okay, but I've got questions.
Blue creepvine. This will do nicely.
Emmerich, aren't most undead just random spirits inside corpses?
Liches are different. It wouldn't be a spirit acting in my name. My true consciousness would be housed in my departed flesh.
How?
The Order must keep some secrets. Moon blossoms, famed in verse and song.
Smells like perfume. Do liches have a sense of smell?
I've been told that while some of my senses will dull, others will become available. Other than that, I can't say if the flowers would still hold their bloom for me. Lichdom serves a purpose. There are dark things in creation, threats to both our world and the Fade. The Liches of the Necropolis have the insight and the abilities to oppose them.
And you're joining them when?
Certain elements have held me back. There's no ready instructions for lichdom. The steps must be discovered on one's own over years to be fully understood.
Does the spell to become a lich kill you, or do you have to?
No, mercifully, that falls to another Watcher. After my death, my soul will be drawn back into my body instead of moving on to whatever lies beyond.
Okay.
So, what's holding you back from lichdom?
Even with all my preparations, there's a chance I could die permanently during the rites. What cowardice! A promise of immortality, an end to all my fears, and the final veil stays my hand.
If you want lichdom that badly, you have to go for it.
I always thought I'd find the courage when I grew older. Traditionally, candidates for lichdom face one final sifting of the soul. If they avoid it, you saw my old colleague.
Hezenkos? She's a lich.
A half-lich, though that hasn't diminished her powers. Until I stop her plans, I won't possess the peace of mind for lichdom.
Okay, that makes sense.
Select the next flowers, Rook?
Sure. So, what's a half-lich exactly?
Johanna attempted the rites of lichdom and failed. Stuck in her in-between state, she is supremely dangerous, but can't learn any new magic.
What about the sifting of a soul that Hezenkos avoided?
The spirits of the necropolis judge whether a candidate is worthy of the power and responsibility of lichdom.
How'd she become a lich without it?
I shared some knowledge when we were colleagues. She apparently put together more than I knew.
For a Watcher, Hezenkos is pretty harsh on spirits.
We made allowances because of her discoveries. Too many. Spirits are not things to be disposed of.
You really care about them.
They're so susceptible to the world's whims, Rook. For all she's done, I can't condemn Johanna for attempting lichdom. That freedom from mortality, that divorce from fear. And of course, time to read all of one's book. We have enough flowers. There's something I'd like to show you. Here we are.
Oh, so these flowers are for...
Yes. If you could place them on the graves, please.
In memory of Rupert and Eleanor of Volkaren. They walk eternity hand in hand.
After I became a Watcher, I erected a proper shrine to my parents. When I come to talk, I like to think they listen. Well, don't be shy. Introduce yourself.
Rook, it's a pleasure. Do you remember your parents?
Some memories are bright. Others are akin to those dim, early morning dreams one gets sometimes. Lately, I wondered what they'd think of our current course, the choices ahead.
Your lichdom.
What would they have wanted me to be?
I can tell you what I think they'd want you to be.
What's that?
Happy. You could always speak with your folks, couldn't you?
My parents last saw me as a boy. By the time I mastered my corpse whispering, I was a man. If I woke them, there might be a flash of recognition, or... Besides, if I speak to too many other spirits, Manfred might grow jealous.
Can't have that.
He'd be impossible, I agree.
Ja, het zijn inderdaad de dilemma's, zoals denk ik. Ja, da, 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 da. Ik hou die ability cooldown. Hier nog een quest.
There's that haunting man I mentioned. The Fae Explorer.
It's poor Reldevar.
It's gone. But the hair's still standing up on my neck.
That was Ernest Reldevar, a scholar who attempted to delve into the deepest regions of the Fade. What's left of the unfortunate man tends to wander.
Kunnen we niet naar boven? Althans, nu niet. Nou, hebben we die honding ook weer opgeruimd.
I took care of that Fade Explorer.
We are greatly indebted.
He can now rest for a time.
Our collegial allies in the Fade have informed us of several undead banding together.
They have begun to seek blood.
Dat is niet goed.